Jets Nation, welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. Today is a great day to be a freaking New York Jets fan. He fires it over the middle, touchdown! Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets tie the football game! Ah! It's a toss to Breece Hall. Breece Hall cuts up the middle. Breece Hall's loose! Breece Hall's gone! Breece Hall is gone! He walks into the end zone! That's a Jets touchdown! Sauce-Gardner's there for the game winner! That's New York Jets, new Aaron Rodgers style of football right there. Breaking news! The New York Jets got him! Aaron Rodgers is officially a member of the New York Jets! The vibe amongst his fan base is just a really awesome thing to watch our fans have a reason to be excited. This Jets team is ready to take flight this year.
We're gonna show the world today what Jets football is about. Let's go. All we need is us. All we need.
I got high expectations for them, and you should too. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's go Jets. Jets.
Jets, let's go.
Yo, what is good? Jets Nation, it's your boy Richie coming back with another live show. Let's get it going, baby. Today, we are talking about the breakout candidates for these New York Jets heading into the 2023 season, because I have to remind you guys that the season's here. Oh, man. Tomorrow is when the NFL officially opens, baby. Let's freaking get it. Everybody, do me a favor on your way into the show and simply smash that like button right away, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go, guys. I'm excited, as you guys can tell. If you did not already, guys, hit that like button. We got 11 likes. Let's get it going. Hit that like button on your way in. Today, we are breaking down some breakout players that is going to be going up in these New York Jets. Now, we're not going to be talking about the established players, guys like Sauce Gardner, guys like Garrett Wilson, guys like Aaron Rodgers, even Breece Hall, Quincy Williams, CJ Mosley. Those are all the stars. Those are all the players that we know are here. We know what to expect. DJ Reed as well, right? So we're going to talk about some under-the-radar guys and some players that I think, and I don't think every single player that I'm going to list is breaking out and they're going to be a star. That's a little getting over the top. But we have a lot of different players I do want to break down and give you guys my thoughts of why it's possible for each individual player that will be breaking down to potentially become a star for these New York Jets and a household name for this organization for years to come. The New York Jets take on the Buffalo Bills right around the damn corner, and it is so exciting. But tomorrow, we got a football game, man. Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Detroit Lions to kick off Thursday Night Football. Man, it's going to be exciting. Guys, if you did not see, I was on Bleacher Report earlier today at noon. It was me, TD, and a Lions guy who is Dion, and then a Cowboys guy, which is Vach, and we went over every single game in week one to give our picks. That's going to be a weekly show on Bleacher Report. I'm also going to be very active on Bleacher Report this season, so I would love if you guys can show me love on that Bleacher Report shows. I'll keep you guys in the loop of when I am going live and when I am going to be bringing you guys the content over there. But yeah, we appreciate that big time. And guys, if you did not already, please consider smashing that like button on your way into the show. I cannot stress enough how much that helps out the channel, guys. We got football coming, man. I don't know what else there is to say besides the excitement level. But before we get into some of my breakout candidates, I want to hear from you guys in the chat of your breakout candidates. Is the roundtable today? Asked DeAndre. Yes, you just reminded me, DeAndre. I got to make that. I got to make the show. I got to schedule it. That's on me. I'm always the one that has got to do all that stuff. So I got to do that. So we got the AFC's roundtable tonight, guys, at 7:30. This is going to be the biggest show of the season because it's the first show of the official season. So stay tuned. We got the roundtable tonight, baby, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So let's get into the chat and see where you guys are going in terms of some breakout candidates. We got Hennessy saying Jeremy Rucker, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald. R&R says, give me more Clemens. Love my man X Valade. Are you talking about the Xavier Valade, practice squad running back? Interesting, Tom. Interesting. Exciting to watch Tony Adams, Jeremy Rucker, Xavier Gibson, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, and Joe Tippmann when he plays. Yes, those are all some big-time breakout candidates. So without further ado, why don't we get straight into business here and talk about the first candidate that I have breaking out for these New York Jets. Jermaine Johnson. You guessed it. Now, this is somebody that I think every single Jets fan is expecting to freaking break out this season. There is so many different reasons why I think we all believe that Jermaine Johnson will be breaking out this year. He's playing with a lot of fire, a lot of juice, a lot of things to prove himself right. I think he really is upset with himself from his performance and as a rookie. You know, you see Sauce Gardner, you see Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, and you kind of feel a little like, okay, I was in that draft class and I got something to show for it. And Jets fans were over the moon when we drafted Jermaine Johnson last year. And I think that this is the year where Jermaine officially becomes a household name and a star on this defense. He looked like a man possessed in the preseason, also in training camp. This guy is poised for a breakout season. Let me know right now in the chat, guys. Do you think Jermaine Johnson is poised to be a candidate to break out and be a damn star on this defense? Because I definitely think so. We got a super chat, the first one of the show. Shout out to my man Jetted Out with a generous $5 super chat. Says, I see you're on Tune In. Good stuff. Let's go, Jetted Out. You saw me on there. So, guys, I also have a brand new podcast called The Jets Media Podcast. It's going to be a weekly show. It's going to be live here on YouTube. But if you guys also want to download the audio format, it's on TuneIn, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's going to be on Google Podcasts. It's going to be on a lot of different platforms. So if you guys want to check out The Jets Media Podcast, my man Jetted Out found it on TuneIn. So I appreciate you, Jetted Out, for the $5 super chat. Big time shout out to you, my man. So, yeah, man, let me know your guys' thoughts. Let's talk some stat predictions for Jermaine Johnson before we go into the next player. Who do you think, or not who, but how many sacks do you guys have Jermaine Johnson getting this year in year number 2? I think it's getting a 10. I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I'll just do 8. Now, the cool thing about Jermaine Johnson is it's not just a guy that's going to get you all sacks. He's not just a pure pass rusher, right? The cool thing about Jermaine Johnson is he's an every down defensive end. You can line him up on first, second, and third down. A guy like Bryce Huff and a guy like Will McDonald, for example, that's not their specialty. And that's okay. We don't need everybody to be a three-down defensive end. The ability of Bryce Huff and Will McDonald is very valuable because they're pure pass rushers, and they get on the field on third down. But when it comes to Jermaine Johnson, he can set the edge. He can defend against the run. He can do so many things. He is going to be a household name. So Zachary says 8.5 sacks. Jose, who is a salty Dolphins fan, says 0 sacks. You wish. 8 to 9 sacks, says Andrew. 9 sacks, says King Lowski. Hell yeah. Scott with the generous super chat, a great member of the channel. Thank you, Scott. JJ Breakout is a no-brainer. Go Jets. I mean, listen. My chair's all messed up right now. Still trying to settle into this new office space. But, yeah, I think that this is the biggest no-brainer in terms of who's going to break out for these New York Jets. Jermaine Johnson is definitely a player that I think is going to break out for more than one reason. Not just because he's good at getting to the quarterback, but against the run, setting the edge, getting tackles for losses, being a presence. All those things, man. All of those things. R&R, that shirt rocks, Richie. Thank you, guys. This was a pretty penny. I mean, the Jets really, really upcharge these types of shirts. And, yeah, this is one of my favorite shirts, no doubt about it. But, yeah, guys, that is definitely my first candidate for a breakout is Jermaine Johnson. And we got a lot of people to talk about, by the way, but I just still want to talk about Jermaine Johnson just for a few more minutes here because I think if he does break out to be that star that we're hopeful for him to be, I don't think you guys realize not only this season is this defense going to be elite, but their future of this defense, there's this youth all over the place. Jermaine Johnson, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed we have for another year, Michael Carter II. Will McDonald is on a rookie contract. Bryce Huff hopefully will be extended. I mean, the list goes on. Michael Clemens. Oh my gosh. There's so many players and so many guys to be excited about. Now, guys, we do have a proud sponsor of today's video. It's actually a brand new sponsor that I'm really excited to announce. So we're going to take a break, and you're going to hear a quick word from Pristine Auction. So make sure you guys check out the link down below in the description and use promo code JETS. Thank you to Pristine Auction for sponsoring today's video. If you don't know about PristineAuction.com, they're the most trusted sports memorabilia and collectibles auction site. Auctions on PristineAuction.com start at just $1, and each day there are over 1,000 of autographed items available, so you can win signed, authentic signatures at affordable prices. Affordable deals are happening all the time on PristineAuction.com, and they have just about every player that you could want. So if you want an old school player or even a new school player, they got you. Every single item on PristineAuction.com comes with a certificate of authenticity from the industry's most reputable authenticators. Upgrade your collection of signed memorabilia today and get $10 off your first item won when you use code JETS. That's code JETS. Be sure to sign up now because there are deals ending every single day. Links are in the description below. Be sure to go check them out. Yeah, guys, if you want to check out Pristine Auction, that link is down below in the description. Really help out the channel, guys. They do awesome stuff. They got auctions. I got a signed Sauce Gardner and a signed Garrett Wilson jersey over there by outbidding other players and other people on that website. So make sure you guys go check it out down below in the description. The way you guys can help out the channel is by helping out the brands here on Jets Media. So make sure you guys use promo code JETS. The links are down below in the description. Now, let's get back into business here, and let's talk about another breakout candidate. So, I think the next, which one should we talk about next? So we want defense. Okay, let's go offense. My next one, he was on the thumbnail. You guessed it. Jeremy Rucker. I think Jeremy Rucker is poised for a breakout season for a lot of different reasons. Now, I don't think there was a better player in the NFL that had a better training camp, or for the Jets, rather. I think that he showed that he has everything you need in order to prove to this coaching staff that he's got the ability to be the future tight end on this roster. Now, you look across this team, right? You got C.J. Uzomah, you got Tyler Conklin ahead of him on the depth chart, but what I'm looking at is the youth and the ability to be an all-around tight end, the ability to be someone that can block, someone that can run routes, someone that can win at the top of the route, someone that could be a fullback in replacement of Nick Bolton on some certain opportunities. Jeremy Rucker is a breakout candidate for me big time. I think that he has really good hands. And you look back at his rookie season, he redshirted basically, right? He was unhealthy throughout training camp and rookie mini camp and OTAs last season. And when you're a rookie, especially a mid-round pick that he was, and you're going into training camp injured, you're going to be behind the 8 ball. And then this is a fully healthy offseason, fully healthy training camp. He did get nicked up with the shoulder, but he's all good to go for Jeremy Rucker, and he's shined. I mean, he had a lot of great connections with Aaron Rodgers. I think that Jeremy Rucker is definitely a breakout candidate for me personally. I mean, I think that the reason why I have him breaking out, and listen, I know he's tight end number 3, right? So it's going to be hard for him to kind of break out with Uzomah and Conklin ahead of him on the depth chart, but you guys got to realize that this offense is going to be utilizing a lot of their tight ends, right? Look at the wide receiver room. We're not just going to be throwing the ball to 3 receivers. We're not going to be throwing the ball to 2 running backs. We're going to use all 4 running backs. We're going to use all 7 receivers, and we're going to use all 3 tight ends. And that's kind of the mantra that people really need to understand, is that these weapons on this Jets offense is going to be utilized all over the place. Aaron Rodgers loves to find his tight ends in particular, and I think that Jeremy Rucker is definitely poised to break out in this season in year number 2. Maybe year 3 is when he really, really breaks out, because maybe Conklin or Uzomah moves on. You never know. But I think that Jeremy Rucker is really an exciting player to keep in mind for this upcoming season, no doubt about it. Awesome LA comes in with the chat. Dan Mitchell ain't ready for what I got for him tonight. Uh-oh. Lascelles coming in there with the fire tonight on the AFC East Roundtable. Make sure you guys come check that out. No doubt about it, bro. Oh, Jake Asman's in the chat. Let's go. What's up, Jake? How you doing, bro? What's good? We got the great Jake Asman tuning into the show right now. And he's killing it, man. Shout out to Jake Asman for tuning in, as always. So I think that Jeremy Rucker is a big-time breakout candidate for all the reasons in the world. Now, let's get back to a player on the defense. Now, this is a guy who I put in the thumbnail of the video. Yep, Tony freaking Adams. Tony Adams, this is the guy. This is that guy who everybody will be cheering for right out of the gate. Starting free safety. I mean, how awesome of it is a story of a guy like Tony Adams to be an undrafted free agent out of Illinois last year and to be in his second season with this Jets football team and now be a starter on a starter, bro. That's awesome. And I think the safety room is so interesting because a lot of Jets fans in the offseason, it feels like the Jets fans since the Jamal Adams and Marcus May era has been very not happy and not satisfied with the safety room. And I'm here to tell you guys that Tony Adams could be this missing piece to the safety room. If he can break out, if he could be a free safety that can take the ball away, bold take. I don't know if this is a bold take, but I think Tony Adams has a chance to lead the Jets defense in interceptions. I think that he can come away with 4, 5, or 6 interceptions. You know, listen, LaMarcus Joyner last year, who was the starting free safety, who was basically replacing, led the Jets in interceptions with 3. And the Jets were such a good defense last year. So can you imagine if this Jets defense takes a step in takeaways, and that's what's going to make them great, right? You hear DJ Reed talk about that they are the 85 Bears or the 2013 Legion of Boom Seahawks. Well, if that happens, the only thing this Jets football team on defense needs to do to get to that level is turning the ball over and taking the ball away, and Tony Adams is the key to that. I think Tony Adams is a rangy safety that can go sideline to sideline, a center fielder that can pick the ball off and be a really get his nose dirty when he has to. He's got a great head on his shoulders, man, and I think that my biggest takeaway from, the whole Robert Saleh regime and Joe Douglas since they really came together is they are not just bringing in talented players, but they're bringing in players with high character. And I think the character and the talent mixed together is what's making this Jets football team so special. You heard it on Hard Knocks last night where Jeff Ulbrich was just talking to his team and his defense like, I've never been in a room with such high character and high talent individuals in my life. Like, that's what Joe Douglas's vision was since he got here, and we're finally seeing it come to fruition here with these guys. And Tony Adams is a perfect example of that. An undrafted free agent has a high character. The talent is going to show when you really care about your teammates, when you listen to what the coaches have to say, and you're just going to continuously grow. So I think Tony Adams is a breakout candidate for sure. You heard Peter Schrager of Good Morning Football. He had him listed 9th of his top 10 breakout candidates in the entire NFL. So he's getting some buzz around the league. So you got to give Peter Schrager some love there. And I think that Tony Adams definitely has a chance to go out there and prove to be the starting free safety for this Jets team for the foreseeable future. Now, guys, if you're not tuned in already to Jets Media or you are tuned in, please do me a gigantic favor by simply hitting that like button. It would mean a lot to me, guys. We got 38 likes. We're just under 100 people watching, guys. Please do your boy a solid favor. Hit that like button right now for your boy. Let's get it. That is going to be the best Jets chant of all time when we get to MetLife Stadium on week 1, Monday Night Football. So, guys, prediction time in the chat right now. Drop your takes. How many interceptions does Tony Adams end with? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. How many? Realistically, don't say 8, don't say 10, don't say 25. How many interceptions will Tony Adams finish with this season? Let's hear it. Realistically speaking. Let's hear it. My prediction is 5. I think he can do it, man. And that's a lot. That is a lot of interceptions for a player that's never started in his life, by the way. So this is a player that the Jets were so high on, and now they're always like, oh, I guess the cat's out of the bag, out of the hat here, or whatever that expression is, because he kind of felt like the Jets' secret weapon where not a lot of people know about him, right? That's kind of what it felt like for a while. So the predictions are rolling in the chat. We got Lascelles 5. Michael says 6. King Lowski says 7. Sheesh. Matthew has 4 picks. I'm happy. 5. Scott says 3. Mothman, 9 picks. King Jamie's in the chat. Yeah, that's right. Even the Chiefs fan hits the like button. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you. John says he gets 1 against Buffalo. That's what I like to hear. Jesse says only 1. Sonny says 4. JD 3. Ricky says 7. Damn, I was going to say 25. I beat you to it. Don't say it. Omar says 5. That's what I'm predicting. Jets says 7. Zachary says 4 interceptions and 1 to the house. Sign me up for that. Jet Life Stadium, baby. Yes, sir. Bold take. Jets will finally be over 50% falling on loose fumbles. Oof, wouldn't that be great? The Jets got to pick up fumbles, man. If you're forcing fumbles, you got to recover it, bro. Are you kidding me? Recover the damn football if you're forcing them, right? But yeah, I think Tony Adams, he's probably the most likely to break out of all these players, in my opinion, but definitely excited to see what he does in his second season and technically his first season in the NFL. Now, getting back to the offensive side of the ball, this is a player who I think is poised for a breakout season 110%. I think the only thing, and this will spoil it, who it's going to be, the only thing that's going to hold this player back from not breaking out is if he gets hurt. If he plays a full season, this player is going to be looked at as one of the better players at his position in the NFL, and I will say that with confidence because that's how talented he is. His name is Mekhi Big Ticket Becton. I think Mekhi Becton is poised for a breakout season this year. His breakout year was his rookie season, and then he has 2 straight years injured, so people forget about how good Mekhi Becton actually is. So I think that Mekhi Becton is going to be that guy that's going to hold it down at right tackle for the whole season. I think that the injuries is behind him, right? I'm just going to manifest it. I'm going to manifest that Mekhi Becton is good to go for the entire season long. Now, you see a different juice in Mekhi Becton in terms of his mentality, in terms of his ability to have confidence in himself, to trust himself, to get galvanized with the team. And you got to give Aaron Rodgers so much credit for being the leader that he is, for really wrapping his arm around Mekhi Becton, making him feel comfortable with this team. Because I've said it over and over again before on the show, guys, but when you're a player like Mekhi, injured 2 straight years, and you're on the injured reserve list, you kind of feel distant from the team, and you don't feel like you're a part of the squad. Well, Rodgers felt that energy, and he did not want that to happen. He brought Mekhi in, had lunch with him, sat down with him, listened to his story, talked about, stuff off the field, got a good relationship. And Aaron Rodgers said, when you put your arm around people genuinely and truly just try to gain that trust with one another, that's when Mekhi Becton started to come out of his shell and his personality was able to shine, and then it translates to the football field. So big time season for Mekhi Becton. I think that he's going to be opening up holes, and you can argue is one of the biggest X factors of this entire season, which I do want to do a whole live stream on next in terms of like X factors, right? Because these are breakout candidates, but there's also an X factor list that I want to make. And basically what an X factor list is, if this player is not good, we're screwed. If he is good, that is what we need big time. So definitely have Mekhi Becton as a breakout candidate. Now, let me get your guys' thoughts in the chat before we move on to the next player. Do you think Mekhi Becton has breakout written all over him? I mean, what's going to hold him back? I'll tell you this, it's definitely not being, if he's healthy, he's good to go. He's good to go, man. Come on, Mekhi. This is going to be, that's going to be Jets fans when Mekhi Becton makes his first pancake Monday night on Gregory Rousseau or Matt Milano or whoever the hell it is. So I definitely have Mekhi Becton as a breakout candidate. Now, getting into the next one, but before we do that, we do have a nice super chat in the chat we got from Scott, a great member of the channel. Let's all do one collective prayer for Mekhi's health. Just did it, Scott. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. And Mekhi Becton's going to stay healthy this year, I promise. Manifesting it. All right, let's go back to the defense. Which one do we want to talk about? All right, we're going to do this player. This is and I've talked about him on the channel before. I've talked about him on Twitter before, about a breakout candidate, how he's very underrated. But here we go. Boom. Quincy Williams, a linebacker. This is his season to really get his name on the map if he really puts it all together. Now, I talked about it on my Jets Media podcast with Jack, where I think that he is, in year 3 with Robert Saleh, is really going to do him justice in terms of the verbiage and the continuity of being in the same system and having the same teammates around him and just being so comfortable. And you kind of understand that Quincy Williams is now like becoming a veteran, right? You saw Hard Knocks last night when he was, teaching up Will McDonald when they unfortunately had to cut Tanzel Smart. And Will McDonald was like, why do they cut Tanzel? Like, he's such a good guy. Like, I don't understand. And then Quincy had to remind him, man, it's the business side of things. Like, that was just a good veteran move to kind of ground the rookie Will McDonald, who's a little upset with his friend Tanzel being, cut. That's just a little example of Quincy's leadership that I took note of in last night's episode. But overall, man, I think that Quincy Williams plays fast, and I think that that's his strength. But he also needs to learn how to kind of tone it back at times and play disciplined football and not over-pursue on certain things. Don't take the wrong angles and maybe shore up your hands. I mean, I'm not going to rely on Quincy Williams to get, interceptions or anything like that. But if the ball's thrown to you, let's see you catch it or something. I mean, I know that he's a liability in coverage, comparatively speaking, to other linebackers, but I really genuinely believe that this is the season where it's all going to come together for Quincy. He is very good at blitzing the quarterback, getting quarterback hits, getting sacks here and there. Of course, really good against the run, but in coverage is where he needs to improve his game on. And he said himself that he's not going to be relying on C.J. Mosley as much in terms of hearing C.J.'s, in his ear, like, okay, what CJ got to say, so I know what to do. He kind of knows what to do already internally, and that tells you how good he's been doing developing and also how good this Jets organization and coaching staff has been developing on. So don't forget, man, 106-plus total tackles from Quincy Williams in his first 2 seasons with the New York Jets. There's no reason for him not to exceed that, and he missed a couple of games last year due to an ankle injury, and he still got that many tackles. So he's a very active player at linebacker, and I think him next to C.J. Mosley for a 3rd straight year, it's going to be exciting to watch. Now, let's go back to the offense. The final player on offense that I have breaking out. Now, he's a rookie, so I had to put him in, man. I think this player is going to actually really make some plays and make some moves for these Jets immediately, and that's Xavier Gibson. I mean, I think Xavier Gibson as a wide receiver in the slot and as a punt returner is going to make moves immediately for these New York Jets. I think that Aaron Rodgers already has a trust with him. I think that Aaron Rodgers is already going to find him the football if his name does get called. And I know some people are already thinking, Richie, why would Gibson get on the field when you got guys like Hardman and Randall Cobb ahead of him in that slot? But this receiver room is crowded, but they're going to use all of them. And that's something that Jets fans need to realize is I think Hackett is going to utilize all these receivers, and I think there's a lot of juice to Gibson's game. I mean, he proved a lot. I know it's just preseason. He's got to do it against starters in the NFL, but he showed different levels of speed, ability after the catch, and I think Xavier Gibson is a player that could potentially break out and be like a household name for this Jets organization for the future. I mean, how awesome is that, man? And not to mention his punt return ability. If he can really become a really good punt returner, imagine he houses one this season or 2, or maybe just picking up really good yards and giving this Jets offense good field position to start off drives here and there. Listen, I'm not going to ask Xavier Gibson to return a touchdown like every single game. Even if he gets 1, that's a plus. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's only 3 punt returns for a touchdown last season in the entire NFL, and 2 of them happen to go against the New York Jets, which cannot happen this year, by the way. I think Xavier Gibson has a breakout potential all over him because of what we saw from him, how good of a human being he is that we saw from Hard Knocks, how genuine he is, and how much he's worked. And his wide receiver coach really was impressed with the ability to grow over the time since he got here. The odds were stacked against him, and then he just flourished as the training camp went on. So shout out to Xavier Gibson. He's definitely on my list for a potential breakout candidate. Now, guys, let me know in the chat right now, what's your stat prediction from Xavier Gibson in his rookie season? Now, a lot of things have to, factors are going to factor in. If there's injuries, he's going to get more reps. If there's no injuries, he's going to get less reps. But I think that he can come away with 25 catches, 300-something yards. Maybe he'll get a touchdown or 2. And that's just me assuming everybody's healthy. But if somebody does go down and Gibson gets slotted in, I actually got a lot of optimistic views of Gibson filling in for an injury if that unfortunately does have to happen. And when it comes to being a punt returner, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, he's going to return 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's very unrealistic. If he can house 1 touchdown, that is amazing. I think that his ability to return the ball is going to be pivotal, both kick returns and punt returns. So shout out to Xavier Gibson. Lissell with the $2 super chat says, Xavier Gibson could be the next Wayne Corbett. You're right. You're on to something there. You never know, man. These undrafted wide receivers can really prove that anything can happen, man. I mean, Alan Lazard, reminder, was an undrafted free agent, and Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett were there to develop him into the player he is today. And, there's a lot of undrafted free agent wide receivers out there that really makes it in this league, and the Jets happen to have 2, including Jason Brownlee, which I think Gibson is going to be more of an impactful player this season as a rookie than than Brownlee, rather. But that's not a knock on either of them. So that's the last player on offense. So another player that I wanted to set that I have breaking out this season, another year 3 guy, 3rd year as a starter. And I think this is the season where he establishes himself as one of the top nickel corners in the league. And that's Michael Carter II. I think Michael Carter II in the slot, man, he is somebody that really excites me. Really excites me. He was here with Robert Saleh's rookie year as a head coach. As he was a rookie, they've grown together. And he's like such a highly intelligent corner that Sauce Gardner, every time he talks about MC2, he just raves about how intelligent he is. And those things move the needle when you have a very intelligent nickel corner, right? There's a lot of responsibility that's on the shoulders of a guy like Michael Carter II, where he's got so many different reads to look at, so many different keys in the zone and man coverage. There's so many different things that a slot corner has to do in terms of responsibility. And I think that, Michael Carter II, in year 3 with the system, the 2nd year with DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner, I know that the entire NFL looks at this Jets team. They're like, damn, they got Sauce and DJ Reed. That's a duo. But people forget about the trio. Jets fans don't forget. Jets fans know. I'm talking about the NFL world. And the NFL world's not supposed to know everything about the Jets. That's obvious. They're all focused on their own individual teams. But when it comes to Michael Carter II, man, Jets fans expect him to be a dog this year. Remember, he should have had an 80-yard pick 6 last year if it wasn't for John Franklin Myers' little ticky-tacky roughing the passer on Mac Jones. So Michael Carter II is a breakout candidate for me personally. Let me know if you guys agree in the chat right now. And also, if you guys did not hit that like button, please, on your way into the show, guys, smash that like button right freaking now. I really do appreciate you guys tuning into the show as always. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure going live with you folks. Always, always a pleasure. So, guys, hit that like button. 106 people watching, 57 likes. Also, consider smashing that subscribe button. We got 18.8K. We are nearing 19,000 subscribers, which would be a freaking awesome, awesome opportunity to see if you guys want to pull up. So, let's freaking get it, baby. Let's freaking get it. I think that was my last breakout candidate in terms of graphics that I have lined up. Some other guys that I did not bring up is definitely, you can throw in a guy like, Jamian Sherwood is a breakout candidate because he is somebody that is his first-year starter, year 3 player, could establish himself as an off-ball linebacker for this future of this Jets football team. You can argue other guys like Hardman, he can break out as a good player for this Jets offense. On the offensive line, AVT kind of doesn't really need to break out. I feel like AVT's established. He just needs to stay healthy, right? And that's the difference here. I don't want people to think I'm not talking about certain players. Breece Hall doesn't really need to prove himself. He just got to stay healthy. You feel me? That's kind of what it's like, right? Jamian Sherwood, that is a breakout candidate, no doubt about it. I think Jamian Sherwood has breakout potential written all over him as well, no doubt. So, yeah, guys. This is a fun little show. I enjoyed this big time with you guys. Let's get into the chat. Let's see any other breakout candidates that I missed that you guys think that I should be talking about. Zachary says Jamian Sherwood, discount double jet. I love that name. MC2's hitting the Giants game. I know he's ready. Yeah, bro. That hit was nuts. Bryce Huff. Okay, that's definitely a player we can talk about. Now, Bryce Huff is interesting because I don't really look at him in a way where he needs to break out. I feel like he's kind of established at this point of his career, but maybe in terms of the scope of the lens of the NFL world, if he can get 8+ sacks, maybe nearing double-digit sacks, he's going to get paid, whether it's with the Jets or not. And I think if I'm the Jets, man, I figure out a way to extend this man now. In season, give him a John Franklin Myers type of contract where we extended JFM 2 or 3 years back in the week 3 or week 4 of the season. If I'm Joe Douglas, man, and Bryce Huff starts off strong, you're getting that extension done now. And I know that some people are saying, well, he could be a trade asset if we really want to go all in for another player. And I'm like, why do you want to trade an edge rusher that's literally one of the best get-offs off the line of scrimmage in the NFL? What? So I'm all in on keeping Bryce Huff, but you can definitely argue that he is a trade chip if the Jets want to go all in for a certain player. I'm definitely not trading him for a damn draft pick. That's for sure. If it's for a player that's going to help us win today, you can sign me up for that. Scott with another generous super chat, a great member of the channel. Thank you so much, man. Jets can set a record and have a historically low amount of opposing receiving yards. A lot of talk about a nickname for the D-line. What about our DBs? Good question. What's a good nickname for our secondary, guys? Help us out. And here's our secondary, in case you want to check it out. I mean, this is the entire defense, not the secondary, but, you look at Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Michael Carter II, and Bryce Hall, and then Brennan Eccles coming back from suspension after week 1. I mean, then you got Tony Adams and Jordan Whitehead and Ashton Davis and Adrian Amos. I mean, this secondary is nuts. No fly zone. The Fighter Squadron. I like that. Give me a name in the chat right now, guys. What is a name that we can give our secondary? No fly zone. Is that it? I think it has to do something with sauce, no? The Bermuda Triangle. That's a good one, Pedro. I think no fly zone definitely rings and kind of clicks a little bit. I mean, if you look at this Jets defense, though, tell me a weakness. Oh, you can't. So, nice try. I mean, in this nickel package, there's not a weakness. You got C.J. Mosley and Quincy Williams as the 2 linebackers. Tony Adams and Whitehead. Reed, Carter, Sauce. And then, bro, what are we doing here? The Green Bombers. Hold on for life. Boo. Boo that man. Boo. Special Sauce. I like that. The Gotham Triangle. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, do we even establish a name for the defensive line yet? Mine is like the Psycho Exchange because they're just a bunch of psychos. And if you guys missed the show yesterday, we kind of broke down both the defense and the offense. Here's the offense 53-man roster heading into the season. And look at that receiver room, man. We're 7 deep going into the season, bro. 7 deep. It's wild. It's pretty damn wild. Now, I don't know, man. I can't think of I don't think I heard one secondary nickname that really sticks. I like them all. Rucker going to end the year as tight end number 1. Well, I did have, I'll put his name back up there. I had Jeremy Rucker up there with a breakout candidate, as you can see right here. Jeremy Rucker is one of my breakout candidates. I think that he has a chance to be tight end 1 by the end of the year, if not by next season. No doubt about it. Everything he shows is the ability to be a dog. Nick Bosa just got paid. Is that true? Oh, he did. Holy crap. Nick Bosa becomes highest paid defensive player in NFL history. A 5-year, $170 million contract. Wow. Okay. Some breaking news. Breaking NFL news. $170 million for 5 years. That's 34 a year. Wow. He just reset the market, bro. He just reset the market. That is wild. So breaking NFL news, guys. Nick Bosa gets his contract. 5-year, $170 million. Nuts. Hennessy with the $5 super chat. What's good, bro? Richie, what time you get into the tailgate? Also, do we need parking passes or can we pay the entrance? Can't wait to see you guys. So, Henny, you and everybody that's coming to the tailgate week 1, I'm sending out a mass email to all you guys, a link to purchase a parking pass for a discounted price. Also, the details that you need to know. What time to show up, the parking lot, location, all those different things. Show your ID at the door. They give you a wristband. So I'm going to email that out either today or tomorrow, Hennessy, to give you guys all the updates about week 1's tailgate hosted by Gotham City Crew. And it's going to be the AFC's roundtable and the boys. So, Hennessy, stay tuned. But I will send you an email. It's going to come with a link to purchase the parking pass for a discounted price or face value price, basically. And then, yeah, that's really the update for that. 122 mil guaranteed for Nick Bosa. Wow. I mean, that's what happens when you are a defensive player of the year, right? I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but the market of these players just keeps going up, up, and up. All right, let's read my great friend Dan Mitchell that you guys know well by now. He just tweeted out Bills versus Jets hot takes. Let's see what he has to say. Sauce Gardner gets called for 2 pass interference / holdings. You wish. Trey White holds Garrett Wilson to under 40 receiving yards and 0 touchdowns. Okay. Neither team scores more than 24 points. I can see that. We will witness a safety. Okay. Last possession will have a come-from-behind victory opportunity. Okay. So, interesting hot takes there from my man Dan Mitchell. And I'm going to let him hear it tonight on the roundtable. So, guys, make sure you guys are subscribed to the AFC's roundtable. I need Jets fans freaking hyped up on that channel, man. That's going to be tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I got to make the show actually right now. So, let's go. What time do they open the parking lot for Monday night? I'm not sure, Hennessy, but our tailgate party starts at 4 p.m. So maybe it opens at 4. I'm not sure. But the tailgate party opens at 4 p.m. Guys, if you did not already, please milk the thumbs up button right now. Let's see it. Richie, Dan has lost his mind. He can't take the Jets fan hype all over the place. He can't take it anymore. He's losing his mind, which is hilarious, by the way. We need Kuntz. We're all right, Johnny, I promise. Go inside early. Let's freaking go, man. You kidding me? Oh, God. What a... Guys, football is back tomorrow. Are you kidding me? Tomorrow? Is this a fake video? Shout out to Chris Move. But, yeah, it's going to be fun. But, folks, we're going to wrap up the show here, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. AFC's Roundtable live tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So, please schedule, mark it in your calendar, set a reminder. We need Jets Nation loud and proud in tonight's episode. This was our breakout candidates. Maybe a quick little recap. If you guys are just tuning in, I want to show you guys all my breakout candidates. So, we have Jeremy Rucker. We have Jermaine Johnson as another breakout candidate. We also talked about Michael Carter II as another breakout candidate, 110%. I think he can prove to be a top nickelback in the league. We also got Mekhi Becton. Now, Mekhi Becton's got to stay healthy, man, and he is the guy. I promise you that. He is going to be looking after a big contract after this season, after he proves to stay healthy for a full season of being a dominant football player. Another player that I broke down was Quincy Williams. I think Quincy Williams is a player that is poised to really establish himself next to C.J. Mosley in this defense led by Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich and C.J. Mosley and Quinnen Williams and all these dogs. Those are all some big-time candidates to break out. Xavier Gibson, the undrafted free agent rookie wide receiver. I think that he's going to be utilized in this offense a little more than some people expect. I think that he's kind of that prototypical slot receiver, and the Jets kind of don't really have one on the team right now. I mean, Randall Cobb, you can argue, is that. McCall Hardman can be definitely a slot receiver, but in terms of like a prototypical small, shifty, speedy guy, that's Xavier Gibson. So I think that's going to happen for sure. And then the last but not least, who I think has the highest upside outside of Jermaine Johnson, honestly, is Tony Adams. I think Tony Adams, as the first-year starter at free safety for these New York Jets, it's going to be exciting to see what he brings to the table. So, guys, that's going to wrap up this video here on Jets Media. So, guys, if you just tuned in, I went over all of my breakout candidates for the New York Jets. If you guys can simply do me a favor by hitting that like button on your way out, really helps out the channel. And also, click the link down below in the description, guys. You guys will get a discount on Pristine Auction if you use my promo code JETS. They have got awesome memorabilia, signed Jets stuff. Signed Jets stuff, guys. So, guys, if you want to help me out, I would greatly appreciate it if you click that link down below in the description and sign up for a Pristine Auction with my promo code JETS, and you will get a discounted price on all their signed memorabilia. I got a signed Sauce Gardner jersey and a signed Garrett Wilson jersey on their website. I won an auction, and they gave me a really good discounted price, and it's courtesy of Jets Media. Use promo code JETS down below in the description, and you will get a discounted price in all their autographed sick Jets memorabilia, man. They got Wayne Corbett stuff, Darrelle Revis, Sauce Gardner stuff, Garrett Wilson signed jerseys, you name it. They got it on Pristine Auction down below in the description. So that's going to wrap up the show, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Well, I'm just kidding. I'll catch you guys tonight because we're going live on the AFC East Roundtable, bro. And the Jets are about to go crazy this season. And I cannot wait to be here with you guys throughout it all, baby. So that's going to wrap it up, guys. Can we hear a last? Let's freaking go, guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. I'll see you guys at 7:30 on the AFC East Roundtable. Peace out, everybody.